energy. Okay, but this is updated mono blue Eldrazi. We played one league with a previous build that was main decking a bunch of consigned to memories, and Lotus Field. So you can consign to memory your Lotus Field and consign to memory your Nulldrifter. And I really didn't like the Lotus Field aspect of this deck, but I did actually really like. I did like playing Eldrazi with a bunch of counter spells. Getting to play Force Sink into the Stupor for Lrien Revealed just lets you play a ton of pitch cards, and it's just really nice to play like super high impact Eldrazi and just have some amount of counterspell backup. And getting to play some counterspells in the sideboard is pretty nice too. So today we're doing main deck Ugin's Binding, the full main deck 8 pitch cards alongside the shell rather than dang it. Instead of doing the Lotus Field stuff, and you get to play Nulldrifter and Elder Deep-Fiend is like pretty high card quality. Ugin's Lab pitch targets, and it's just kind of fun that you're like an Eldrazi deck that gets to play largely at instant speed. Like you have 12 sorcery speed spells, but for the most part you're like holding up mana, and you have like Ugin's Binding, Hope-Ender, Kozilek's Command, hardcast these a lot of the time, Seek into the Stupor. It's kind of like a weird tempo deck. But this deck was really nice the last time we played it, and I think this build is pretty nice overall. Isn't that a low amount of pitch cards? No, it's not. Maybe Jund is unplayable, because with Peace and Love, the chat always gets so weird when we play Jund. Everyone is so emotional about the Jund list, and if it's just not... If I build Jund different from how you build Jund, I gotta really hear about it, you know? It's just one of those decks that the Jund bros are really... I don't know what the right word is. Intense, maybe. Just like us 50 price room. Yeah, I do want to try something else, y'all. I just like I don't know. I'm just saying the Jund bros really. I've had to deal with them many times. Origin of the whole crying laughing emoji meme just can be rough sometimes. I could Ugin's Binding. I think I will do that since we can play the Sink into the Stupor as a land if we need to. Maybe even just drawing 3 off the Lrien Revealed this game. Ha ha ha, sorry for that, but it's true. Without you don't have the versatility for a long-term plan with no more resources. Ridden 6 Urza, really important against Just Guys. Sorry if I'm Jim Bro, love you. Love you too. But this is what I'm talking about. I think that, like, I don't agree that the Urza Saga plan is good against Just Guy. Like, you are just very weak to Wrath the Skies. I understand that you could Ridden 6 back your Sagas after you get Wrath the Skies, but I just disagree that it's, like, a meaningfully important part of that matchup. I could be wrong, but this is just my take on Jund, and I'd like to move on. Put the Amtraptor on the bottom is kind of interesting. We do have this Ugin's Binding in the yard that we can Nulldrifter kind of at any time. So I think I'll just go play this untapped and then draw 3. Okay, so maybe next turn we like evoke Nulldrifter, flashback the Ugin's Binding. Could also, I guess we're a little short of like Matter Reshaper, Emerge, Elder Deep-Fiend. If we drew a Temple, we could do that. Could maybe try to wait a turn, although this is probably a little too out of hand to wait. Maybe it's not. You can Deep Fried. I guess I could evoke Subtlety and then Elder Deep-Fiend. I think I'm just gonna evoke Nulldrifter. And then I think I'm going to Ugin's Lab, away the Deep-Fiend, hardcast a Subtlety this turn. How I tried Torpor Orb effects in this deck? Not in my Subtlety deck. Not in my Subtlety Thought-Knot Seer deck. So because they have 2 Ocelot Prides, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to Subtlety this, so they can't gain the life this turn. You put the Guide of Souls on top, so we'll try to Subtlety that again. Maybe we'll go Matter Reshaper Subtlety this next turn. We'd also pick up Elder Deep-Fiend and emerge at some point. Don't think we could have maybe Lrien Revealed to hit our land drop, but I think there's enough chance that I want to draw 3 again. Have done any work on Naya Birthing? I like the deck. I do want to do some more work on it. I kind of want to maybe try to play like Fulminator Mage +6 somewhere in the 75. I want to play less than 4 Springheart Nantuko, but like at least 2 or 3. Still, probably 3. I think we're just taking 2. It could be fine to block here though, since we don't necessarily think that they have a red permanent, since they bottomed the Raptor. But I think I'll probably just Elder Deep-Fiend next turn. Yeah, I saw the Dingo had a good Naya run last night. I do think Naya is pretty nice. I think at this point we're probably not drawing 3 this game. So what do we tap? We tap... I think we tap both the Ocelots and 2 lands. Sorry, I totally blanked on the double first strike block. I think I put this into play. It's kind of bad. Four cards in their hand. Able to get the Guide of Souls down. Yeah, I think 16 is fine. It is on the lower end, but I think 16 is a fine enough number. Hopefully just cast a Flage that can Hope-Ender Coatl. Alright, kind of boned, I guess. We gained too much life, probably. Maybe the play was to tap the extra land last turn. Like that definitely would have gone a long way. Oh, no attacks is just definitely wrong. Just got a Guide of Souls there. Still, not in very good shape. We'll probably have to draw like our second Ugins, whatever, to get out of this. Not even sure that's enough. Alright, good 2. Tough one. Okay, we're gonna cut our Force of Negations. And then, Subtlety is pretty hard castable to match up, so it's not so bad to have lower blue card count post board. So the sideboard plan is like roughly like this, with the possibility of bringing in Chalices if we want to. Although maybe some Force against Blood Moon could be kind of important. Maybe keep in Force against Mardu because of that, and then you take it out against. Sorry, cut Force against Mardu, leave it against Boros. Bet you weren't thinking you had 4x bindings. Sorry, Java just tried to update. I mean, I think I have 3. I don't think I want 4. Yeah, let's try to be on Chalice. I'm gonna go maybe not play the Dismembers. Go down, maybe do something like this. 3/2. Chalice Thought-Knot Seer. 2 cats make 6 tokens. I mean, they made a bunch of other tokens with the Johnny. They really got to pop off there. No blue mana. Don't think I can really mulligan this one though. No, we'll be able to hopefully get a Ugin's Binding into Nulldrifter going. I could Coatl. Maybe. I think Coatl's pretty good, but maybe I'm evaluating it. Okay, not going to imprint here. Chalice 1 is hard to beat. I guess Chalice. Maybe I'm undervaluating Chalice 1 against Boros. Wait, they're Mardu this whole time? I don't think... Did they have a black land in play game 1? Maybe they did. I'm just totally tripping, but I don't remember them having one. Okay. Open to draw. Blue source. There we go. I'm actually just going to evoke the Nulldrifter. I know that this is our... Well, maybe this is just bad with the bindings. Alright, let's just binding this turn. Jolted Awake. Don't see that one that often. Yeah, hand is all-time walks. Trying to be all-time walks. Oh, sorry, I always think that you can Eldrazi Temple for Ugin's Binding. It would be so much better if you could. It would just be great. Okay, I think I like that this turn. Although maybe I should just... I think I should actually just main phase this. And then maybe I can just hardcast a Nulldrifter next turn. That would be pretty good. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just any land lets me Nulldrifter, so try to find any land. Joymonger, 23 months. Thank you, welcome back. Kind of nice we can Chalice and then bounce the Guide of Souls. I like this in comparison to green or colorless Eldrazi. I haven't played a lot of this build, but it has been pretty good when I have played it. Chalice in 1 second, those duties looked appealing. I think I'm likely enough to want to just hardcast Nulldrifter next turn that I don't need to do that, especially because I can just bounce any 1-drops they play. Fortunately, I didn't draw my land, but you know, if I draw the land next turn, hardcast Nulldrifter, bounce everything, we'll be in pretty good shape. Okay. They just have a Flage, I guess. Oh, they have a Nightmare. That is a nightmare for me. So I'm down to 12. I really want to hardcast this next turn. Huh. I guess. It does feel like I just really need to hardcast Nulldrifter this game, and like I could take 5 or 6, or sorry, 5 or 7, go down to 5. Although maybe I should sorry, maybe I shouldn't be doing it like this. Because maybe I want to exile the Ranger Captain after they Nightmare? Do I want to do that? You bounce the board? I think I'd just do that next turn. I don't think I want to evoke Nulldrifter and then get outgrinded. I feel like I need the hardcast Nulldrifter to start chipping away at them. 1 short? Yeah, I have been saying for the last couple turns I need to draw land to cast Nulldrifter. Oh yeah, does this trigger? Yeah, this is one short of triggering this. Yeah, I don't actually think bounce or exiling the Ranger Captain matters that much. I just want to get a couple of lands ready to play the longer game here, I guess. So okay, so 4 spawns, maybe even double spell next turn. Elder Deep-Fiend's nice. Thought-Knot Seer is nice too for the Nightmare. I think I don't need it though. Let's just do this. Yeah, I would love to hear if y'all had strong feelings about that turn. How far behind is Old Green Tron all in on Karn Liberated turn 3? 0 chances viable again? I mean, it doesn't sound very good. Like, yeah, I don't know why you need to be all in on the old builds when like there's just so many new tools. But I guess I will say that Karn Liberated is better than it used to be. Um, Karn Liberated is a lot better in Modern now that you I can imprint it to Labyrinth, and so I am interested in like trying to figure out a Labyrinth build. I had kind of a cheeky build. I was also playing the land that taps for legendaries, which was fun. Um, yeah, Karn is not very good and hasn't been good for a long time. Okay, so we're gonna go 5 mana, 6/7. Hardcast this. Then we get to bounce their entire board, including this Nightmare. We get to draw 2 more cards, maybe hit a land drop. Okay. Pass him back. So Flage. Having a hard time tapping their mana here. 11 cards in their hand. Seasoned Pyromancer. It's pretty good here. Fortunately, this can't bounce spells. But I can bounce the can bounce this Nightmare with the trigger on the stack. Seems worth doing. Although I guess they haven't gained any life. Let's got 2 more cards here. I draw a Sink into the Stupor. This lets me go Matter Reshaper into Emerge Deep-Fiend off the Matter Reshaper. And I'm gonna bounce their board too. Still think Kozilek's Return is better than Ugin's Binding? Well, in this deck, we are playing blue, so we can't cast that one. They just bounce all their black permanents so they can't replay the Nightmare this turn. Just they can't cast any 1-drops. Good pickup. There's an Ajani. So I think I'm gonna Thought-Knot Seer first. Try to take the Nightmare. Oh, they have 2 Nightmares. Well, that fucking sucks. My plan was to then bounce the token and then attack with Annihilator. Bounce token, attack with Annihilator. I guess if I take the Spyro, they have to sack their Ajani, which leaves something. Yeah, Kozilek's command can also trigger the binding next turn, which is something too. Presumably make them sack a land in this spot. Okay, command can exile the air. Not after I've cast the Thought-Knot Seer. I don't have the mana to K command. Okay, well, I guess that line worked. Okay, so I think I'm going to cut all my seers on the draw. And let's bring in the lanterns. Bit awkward the chalices, I guess. The kind of game showing 4 binding might be correct. Well, I mean, binding is good in this matchup. I have 2 main, 1 side. It was very awkward early game when I had 2 in my opening hand. I don't know. Binding's good in this matchup, I agree. Didn't you have to hold subtlety for Flage? I mean, I don't think I had the well, should have bond this one. It didn't seem like that was a line that was really available to me there, right? I would have it up on future turns. Nice to have both these up here. Kind of weird how they didn't play either of those earlier. So sniping. Well, I didn't have the Hope-Ender up, so it's not like if they knew my hand, they would have been able to play one of these earlier. I think. Maybe I get Bowmastered here, that'd be okay. Yeah, Subtlety is just like a sick 2-for-1 here. I'm just gonna take both. Four cards in their hand. I'm gonna bounce the Orc Army end of turn if they play nothing. I'm not gonna try to Subtlety block. They're too likely to have a Galvanic Discharge. Double spell. It's fair, I guess. So maybe what I want to do now is cast Matter Reshaper with the ability to Ugin's Binding the Static Prison. Or cast Hope-Ender Coatl, although it doesn't seem very likely I'm going to get to counter something with this. Oh my gosh. I even said that it was likely to have Discharge. Not the biggest deal, but kind of a punt. They are top decking now. Would have been just really like game over maybe to have Hope ended there. I'm gonna take 3. Certainly a good top deck for them. Am I attacking? I think I'm attacking. Did they top that? So they topped the Spyro. What did I say? The first one I subtletied. Oh, right, though. Sorry. Losing it today. I have Matter Reshaper in this deck because we're an Elder Deep-Fiend deck. I kind of think you have to play it. Guess we bounce the Static Prison to their hands. We get to Subtlety the Spyro once again. And then they're going to Binding again post-combat, I would assume. Or Prison again post-combat, I would assume. A lot of good top decks in this spot. That one is pretty bad now that I've gone to 4 life, unfortunately for me. I think I'm just going to Binding the Prison again. Draw Elder Deep-Fiend, can draw Nulldrifter, can draw Kozilek's command number 3, can draw another Subtlety, can draw one of these maybe. Quick check to see if Bowmaster is still in play. Being at 3 against the Flage deck is, of course, a little concerning. They would have to draw land Flage to kill me this next turn, though. I think getting some pressure on them matters a lot here, of course. I guess I didn't consider Amped Raptor in the Flage. Tough game. I don't know. I think it was okay to play the Reshaper. It didn't feel like we were going to be very good against like a powerful series of top decks no matter what, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I'm going to keep this, put back Force of Negation on the mulligan. Get 4 looks at our 3rd land to start casting a bunch of Thought-Knot Seers. Turn 1 Tamiyo. So I get kind of punished for not playing the Temple turn 1, I guess. I think I'm still just going to go ahead and evoke this Nulldrifter. CH, 8 months to go back. Sorry for good to sub you so often. I do not mind at all. Thank you so much for the resub. Sultai. Put on Sultai Basi, maybe? Sultai Sotoro. With no grief. Very good chance they have a Subtlety this turn. So I guess what I should do is, in response to this trigger, let's exile Sotoro and scry draw 2. So I don't want to just play it to Subtlety here. And then I could potentially find something to imprint, but I guess I'll just keep a second Eldrazi Temple. Don't think I've ever like responded to Lab with Kozilek's command like that before. Kind of fun. And you can be updated. Haven't tried yet. I mean, to some extent, that's what we're doing right now, and that's kind of a big part of what we do on this channel. Is it weird for Flage controllers to play Rip in the side? Yeah, it's weird. I think you probably should not. I think I did it one time with the intention to board out the Flages for like a specific matchup, but probably just better to find a better plan. Thought-Knot Seer is good with 8 lands. With the 8 lands, does it fit in the strategy at all? Maybe Devour over them. Yeah, it fits in this tempo strategy super well, I think. I'm not really interested in raising the curve either. What the hell? How do they have Sotoro in their deck? So confused. Okay, guess we're taking an extra Tarmogoyf here. Is pretty big here, unfortunately. So I'm 1 mana short of hardcasting Elder Deep-Fiend or double Thought-Knot Seer next turn. I'm very confused what their deck looks like. How do they have like Unearth over Nightmare? Do they also have Nightmare? Like how do they discarding these Blood Gas? Why do they implement decking Abrupt Decay? I don't know. I'm gonna take 4. Birthing Ritual with Nightmare? I guess so. But like it seems tough for them to have both, and like why are they playing Tomio too? Yeah, I'm sure they have frogs. They find a land, they play an untapped Overgrown Tomb to play a Grist. You know, I've not seen that many Grists in Modern. Sorry, I should be holding up Force of Negation slash Lrien Revealed cycle. Don't want to offer the trade of Grist. I think I'll probably just double block a Tarmogoyf with a Force of Negation up for top deck removal spell. So the same 4 cards, of course. So I take the Unearth. We could obviously plan to just double block then Force of Negation it, but it just seems like the rest of the hand is kind of blank enough. Maybe I let them flip this Tomio too easily if I double block. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the hit and then like hardcast Deep-Fiend on their upkeep next turn. Why are people playing Abrupt Decay? I don't really know. I have seen it like a good amount lately. If I just hit them for 8, and then Elder Deep-Fiend is gonna be kind of tough for them. Border Post into Crab Abomination. Isn't that still 4 mana? I mean, I like Crab Abomination. I really want that card to work. I feel like we might get Dryad Arbor here. Played the mono blue Cauldron deck recently. I saw you pull the VOD the other day. Not yet. Backup deck for some point this week, maybe today. Why not flash it in, tap their mana, and eat something? Because I just want to hit them for 8 and then hardcast it. This seems better. I'm not sure exactly how I'm tapping. I know like their hand is Abrupt Decay, backup Tomio. So I don't really want to tap this Tomio. I'm probably just going to go 1-2, 1-2. They keep a card on top. Do you want to tap their blue mana, or do you want to tap their green? Probably their green, right? I wouldn't even upkeep it, end of turn, tap their team. I need to upkeep it, I think. Just like cutting them off 2 mana seems so important. Why not just tap all the blockers first? I guess maybe that line is just good. I mean, I'm taking 7, 8, 9 here. I don't know if it's possible for me to die. I guess not super likely. Do you have thoughts on new energy builds of prowess? Something good try seems like it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have strong feelings other than like prowess just doesn't seem that good. Therefore, what can they do against 3 lethal attackers? I mean, what can they do against this though? Like I'd like I don't know. Does this not also seem like super game winning? It seems like it'll be easier for them to win if they have 4 mana instead of 2. Yeah, they did miss a clue. Yeah, I think both lines seem winning. I am trying to figure out like how badly we punted or whatever. I guess against the Abrupt Decay deck, I mean, will they board out the Abrupt Decays? Tough sideboard plan. I don't even know if Chalice is good against them. No ring, no dress down. Yeah, I think dress down Nulldrifter is just kind of mid. You could try to include it in the package somewhere, but let's play 2 Force of Negation for like Birthing Ritual, Chthonian Nightmare. Okay, I'm gonna use the restroom. Be right back.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
It'll hurt your ears, right? Okay. What's the reason for blue Deep-Fiend over Breaker? I think it fits the game plan a lot better. Mostly, you can emerge this for much cheaper than you can hardcast Breaker, which is always 8 mana. I did want to play some Breakers, but I feel like I have like a different build that's like probably not so good. Let me actually see if I can pull that up. I kind of don't think this build will end up getting there. Let me see. I'll pull it up on the other monitor. But I'm trying to figure out Phyrexian Tower with Eldrazi, which is, I don't know, maybe this is a little too ambitious or whatever. So I was working on this yesterday. Didn't like playtest this one at all. But I thought it was kind of interesting that if you have Phyrexian Tower Blister Pod, you can turn to the One Ring or Mystic Forge with like a much higher degree of consistency than you can. It's just like an extra way to get the 4 mana on turn 2. I don't know. And the problem is like there's just you would need like 8 more like really good cheap Eldrazi that would like synergize with this plan to like really love like this Flesh Raker kind of build. Thank you, Esther. And in the sideboard, you see some other cards I'm kind of been considering, like trying to be green-red, maybe play the aggro card, but for now I'm a little stuck on it, I guess. If you play black, you can have Shambling Ghast. Yeah, could do that. I don't know if Reshaper is in the. I've had Reshaper in this. I don't know. It's not in here at this point, but I for a little bit I had Reshapers in. Yeah, I know they have Consign, or likely have Consign, but I think I'm just probably okay trading if they have it. Next turn I can go Kozilek's Command on 1. Yeah, Kozilek's Command on 1 and Hope-Ender potentially. Been watching your Breach decks. I'm interested in those. In regards to the Grixis one, do you prefer it over plain Jeskai or even Teamer? I haven't played Jeskai or Teamer in a long time. I think Basim is a really powerful card, and there's a good chance that build is better than like kind of the more traditional blue-red builds. But yesterday we played green-red Breach with 6, and that deck seemed awesome. I thought that build was really quite good, and that would probably be the variant that I'd want to be playing. Okay, fair enough. Just pass with mana up here. We've seen Flesh Raker, Locket of Yesterday's 6 Conjures Bubble. I have seen that deck. I think the deck's cool. It feels like it's a lot of moving pieces and it's really all in, but that deck is really, really cool. Like one of the cooler decks I've ever seen. Yeah, I saw Corey's Breach Nadu deck. Seemed interesting. As interesting as a Nadu deck can be. No Beats gifting a sub to MTG Crips. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. So they play this tapped, so they don't seem to have. They're not going to hold up Hardcast Flare of Malice. What they are going to do is cast a Psychic Frog. Yeah, I think I'm just going to 2 for 1 'em, 2 for 1 'em. Okay, so Thought-Knot Seer can deal with the Flare of Malice. So this next turn I can just go Kozilek's Command, the Frog. Whoa, oh, sorry. For some reason, I guess I can't command the Frog and play the Seer this turn. I can if I make spawns, but let's Maybe not mix spawns. Yeah, I think it seems probably pretty fine. We're drawing another one too. Spring Garden and Tuco on Free Starter Lookout sounds fun. It sounds very fun, but it sounds like a little slow, a little too dirtily, but I agree, very fun. Frog down, so we can maybe see what they've been tanking so long in here. We know they have a Flare of Malice and a land. Okay. Wonderful. I guess thinking if they wanted to sack their thing to flare nothing, huh? Flare a spawn? No, it wouldn't have even flared the spawn. So we're drawing Kozilek's command next turn. Opponent's got nothing. Their build is very odd. They're playing like the fact that they have Bloodghast in this like Fatal Push flare, Fatal Push Abrupt Decay deck is Tomio too is very interesting. Good top deck for them. Do I have a favorite card or list from MH3? My favorite card is Breaker of Creation right now. My favorite card changes pretty frequently. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let the Grist live here, so I can choose the best mode on this Kolagon's command. Or Kozilek's command. I'm not very worried about it. They're trying to combo Bloodghast and New Grist. Well, like, what do they have that triggers the New Grist? We haven't seen a single thing yet. So I guess the Bloodghast, but like we haven't seen like discard outlets. I don't know. Keep a card on top. Springheart and Nantuko copying Dried Arbors using cards like Nissa, Resurgent Reanimus to keep the chain going seem powerful. We were talking about that. I have a mono green, I actually do have a mono green landfall brew. I've been working on. Could maybe try something like that there. Frog is a discard outlet? Sure. Just find a land we can hardcast a Nulldrifter this next turn. Now the Goyf triggers goes to. Okay, that's something for surezies. I think I'm gonna go like this. Okay, deck tech for poison one. Give me one. Take this turn real quick. But right now my plan is to just hardcast this Nulldrifter and then cast a Soulguide Lantern on Tomio. Guess we saw Unearth also. That's another way to trigger the stuff. Nihilator 1 is not the best against Grist, but it's okay. Okay, so Birthing Ritual Nightmare. When I was playing these decks, I felt like 4 Birthing Ritual, 4 Nightmare was too many, but maybe it's okay. Herald of the Pantheon, so your nightmares cost one less to cast is cool, and then also Springheart costs 1 less. Is cool. This card in general seems kind of bad and seems odd to me, but I don't want to completely dismiss it. Don't love it though. I like the Shambling Ghast. I think Shambling Ghast are really nice. You need to play more than 1 Phyrexian Tower, right? In your 4 of Shambling Ghast, you only have 1 Phyrexian Tower. It's crazy. 4 Citrus Supplier, you need to play more towers. Although no Bloodghast is also a little weird in this deck, but maybe it's fine because like discarding them can be kind of weird. All right, I think I'm just gonna go. Well, let's just go to combat. Herald gaining life, making Nantuko copies on site. Yeah, maybe a different shell. I really liked White of the Reliquary when I was playing these decks. I really do not recommend playing Blood Artists. Like the Marionette Apprentices are just enough. Yeah, you gotta play more Phyrexian Towers. I really liked White of the Reliquary. I don't think you have to play White of the Reliquary, but I think it would probably be better than Herald of the Pantheon. You could cut a Birthing Ritual and cut a Chthonian Nightmare because you just really don't want to draw 2 of either of these cards. And so, like, I think 3/3 makes a lot more sense. I think you got the 2 Blood Artists. I think you'd have room for either Blood Ghast or White of the Reliquary. Both cards are pretty good, I think. Don't have to play either. Could play Grief, too. Grief is, like, I guess not that good in this build. Kind of a different build, I suppose. Okay, let's just tap all their lands at their upkeep. Herald combos with Ghast and Nightmare. Sorry, let me read that again. Oh, so it's 1 mana to... It's infinite life. Infinite life, I see. Okay, a lot better in paper than in Magic Online. Okay, maybe Herald is good. It's very cool. If you should play Herald, it's just probably too cool to not play. Magic Online's having some hard time resolving spells today. Got 13 points of power. Opponent's at 14 life points. Can Elder Deep-Fiend them again next turn. You should play it. Yeah, I mostly think that you should not have Blood Artist in the deck. And I think maybe you could just do something like -2, -1, -1, play 4 White of the Reliquary, and then you can play like a Shifting Woodland package. You can play. You're kidding me, dude! 3 tokens? So funny. I mean, we're gonna win still, but I don't know if I've ever. I guess I've seen 3 tokens before. It's very rare. But it is deep in the tank here. I think I'm just gonna go exile a token, draw a card. This is a bad. This is an incredible card though. Let's see. I'm probably just gonna. I'm just gonna hardcast Elder Deep-Fiend again. I'm gonna send, I think, these at my opponent, and this at the Grist. Yeah, the Magda combo deck, we've definitely seen it before. These are artists for the Soul Trader combo with Marionette. You can't be under half your opponent's life total. Yeah, I know, I think that doesn't matter that much. It's like it's not hard to be under half your. It's hard to be under half your opponent's life total. I think being able to combo at like 2 life doesn't matter that much, especially when you also have this like life gain card in your deck. You have the Centaur that you have an infinite life combo in your deck too. Not that you're gonna assemble it that often, but it just doesn't seem to matter. Also, just cast another Nulldrifter if we wanted to. Yeah, I agree. It seems really rough on Magic Online. Yeah, but I would really not recommend Blood Artist. It seems kind of unnecessary. Obviously, like there are moments where it'll have text and stuff, but you have life gain in your deck. You can combo still from a pretty reasonable life total. Not worried too much about it. Okay. Like when I was playing the War and Soul Trader combo decks, I had like no life gain in my deck, and it was very like basically never happened that I just couldn't combo because my life total was too low. Are these Nightmare plus Birthing Ritual decks better than the Mono Black Cauldron Zombie decks for play MH3? You can play Soul Trader and Apprentice, but be Mono Black. I do think yes, it's better than those decks. Those decks are interesting and fun, and I like them a lot. But the problem is that there's so many new good tools for this archetype, and most of them care about recurring ETB effects with like Phyrexian Tower wants you to get an ETB effect and sacrifice a creature, and Nightmare wants you to get an ETB effect, sack it, loop it. And then you have the Warren Soul Trader combo, which doesn't really care about Agatha's Soul Cauldron at all. And so it's like the activated ability stuff we were doing with Cauldron basically got nothing from Image. There's maybe an exception to that, but for the most part got nothing. Which is why I don't like it that much, I guess. I'm just gonna lead on Island. Maybe they'll be surprised with my follow-up here. I feel like they could pretty simply program infinite life and infinite damage Quesos Moto. Like the system recognizes loop as occurring and assigns infinite to your life total. Yeah, I've heard a few people say this, that it would be easy to do. And I've heard some people say it's very complicated, and I don't know anything about anything. Reshaper's back. Yeah, you have to play Reshaper in your Elder Deep-Fiend builds. We're up against Nadu. Probably up against Nadu. Second time playing against it today, despite it not having been that popular the last couple weeks. It's interesting. I'll take a Nulldrifter. About better than the average card. It's literally impossible to detect all infinite loops. Yeah, I have no idea how hard or simple it is. Sorry, I gotta respond to my DM. Okay, okay, I'm gonna play this and then uncycle. And then you add other than a tower for the White of the Reliquary. I'm sorry, I don't. You should play at least 3 Phyrexian towers in your deck. The fact that you only have 1 is kind of wild to me. I think, but maybe I'm just really off. I would play at least 3 in your deck, and then you could play a package of Shifting Woodland and to like copy your Soul Trader that's died for your combo and stuff, and you could also play Spy Master's Vault too. Those are your options. All right, there's a Nadu. I have some Damping Matrixes, right? I know I've been kind of skimping on Nadu hate because it has not been as popular online. Seems like I should try to take any Nadu enabler here. I'm gonna just try to cycle this, I guess. Okay, found an Ugin's Binding, which is actually pretty nice here. But actually, Binding plus Evoke Nulldrifter, and I mean, bouncing everything is kind of awkward. Maybe not. They reveal a Grazer here. Am I going to lose the bet with Dingo? Probably, yeah. Looks like I am. But it is not banned. By the end of the day tomorrow, I lose. Be kind of interesting if they top or bottom here with the Hedge Maze, what we do in this next turn. They graveyard a Woodland. Did I see Twitch raise the price of subs? Yeah, this has been coming for a while. Right in time for me to lose a big bet. Alright, so Island Cycle again. And then I think we're going to try to set up for Binding into untap Hardcast Nulldrifter. I am blocking, so I'll attack. Actually, I might block. Yeah. It doesn't really make sense for me to just let one get chumped and then take a damage as opposed to just bounce all the stuff anyways. If somebody uses Twitch Premium subscriptions for all of Twitch, do you get a cut of that? I get a cut of Twitch Prime. I don't. Is that different from Twitch Premium? If you subscribe to me, I get a cut of it, and it keeps the stream alive. And I need subscribers to stream, but I'm not sure exactly what we're asking. The ad free whatever. Oh, Twitch Turbo. I think that is actually part of the Partner Plus program thing. So I think I'm not going to Island Cycle. Because if I draw a spell, I could just go Sink into the Stupor, have this as my Subtlety card. And if I draw an island, I can just play that instead. Or a land, I can just play that instead. Are you a partner streamer? Yes, I am. I'm in the Partner Plus program even. Saturnation, the 5 months. They go back. Super Maxo, the 2 months. Appreciate ya. Seems like Magic Online struggles a little bit when you have a Ugin's Binding trigger to do. Goodbye, everything over there. I guess I don't know if I should Subtlety their Nadu. Ooh, I could Force of Negation the Springheart Nantuko. Because they have 2 Nadus in their hand. Probably be a good use of mana or cards. Yeah, if they want to resolve a Nadu, they can't Nantuko if I Subtlety. I'm pretty sure I'm pitching the Lrien Revealed. Trying to tempo them. Whatever that means anymore. Put it on the bottom, which is to be expected because we know they have another one. We get to attack with both, make them sack a permanent, force negation the bestowed Springheart Nantuko, hold up, sink into a Stupor, and hope that's good enough. Seems like they are thinking about bestowing instead. That is what they do. I'm going to go ahead and force this. A little aggressive, and now we need a big top deck, but I think that's okay. The Nulldrifter is just much worse if we don't do this. Okay, replays the Grazer. Their hand is Nadu mystery card, right? Big top deck for us. A lot of good draws. We got Kozilek's command in our deck, so I'm definitely going to play that out. I'm going to attack for 8. Be interesting if they do any chump blocking this turn, or if they wait. They sack the Colony Garden. They do a chump block this turn. They do have a Nadu in their hand. And they're going to have 2 mystery cards. Nadu on top. No, they bottomed the Nadu, but we Thought-Knot Seered them earlier. They had 2 in their hand, so they still have another one. They also fetched that turn? You need Tempo deck with legs? I would consider this deck a Tempo deck, but there's the Mirror Murktide, which is probably what you're looking for. That deck's pretty good. Okay, so we bricked on our draw last turn. Elder Deep-Fiend, Subtlety, Kozilek's command, Nulldrifter number 2. Okay, well, there we go. Is there any way I could lose if I just tap everything? They get 3 Nadu triggers, and then they could Chord for Sylvan Safekeeper or something. Seems like I should probably just upkeep Elder Deep-Fiend their lands. Maybe I lose to Shuko still. But they have to lose. They're going to lose a land, and they're going to lose a creature here. Seems a little it just seems too risky to give them 3 triggers. If they just find a Court of Calling, we probably lose. Do they already have the Court of Calling? Doesn't seem that way. Yeah, it's true. When they're at 2 life, they can't combo quite as easily. Oh, one too many. Battle to play a Court 50-50. Yeah, I agree that's a very close decision. Especially with this just being like they have to have land Shuko, which just seems tough. I guess they could have Chord already as the mystery card and Chord for their thing now. Want to give them 2 triggers and kill Nadu. Give them 2 triggers and kill Nadu. Well, I still would lose, I think, if they find a Court of Calling and get Safekeeper in this spot, or just like any creature to block with. And like they're way more likely if I give them 2 Nadu triggers as opposed to doing this, but. I don't know, I feel like this line was pretty close. I would be very curious if you'd have done something else. I don't know if I went 0 Force of Negations. I think at least 1. Probably just 1 for their Court of Callings. Maybe we'll play 2. Your Shaper's just so bad. Also pitches to Subtleties. DP is definitely getting a little worse. They're probably still passable enough here. Up a game against Nadu's nice. Yeah, there's a lot of Demure lists. I don't know what the best one is. I haven't really played any of them. Need to get around to it. I saw one that looked really good this morning, actually. It was from Marco, I think. Marco's a really nice guy. Top 8 at PT Barcelona. Almost top 8 at last PT too. Was playing a build with we played against a deck like this. I don't think it was against Marco, but playing Frog Indulgence, just like a kind of a persist package in like the blue green Frog shell. So it looks kind of nice. I don't know if this is probably not as good as Goryo's, honestly, but pretty cool looking list. I think I've got a mulligan. This one's close. Going to 5. That's on 6. Not exactly a tempo deck, I guess. I thought they look pretty good. Where's our Karuga? I guess we're not that far away from Karuga, right? Missing. We have Kozilek's command though. Okay, so I want to imprint. Yeah, but are we really a just K command away from Karuga? It's like sideboard cards, I guess. Kind of interesting. Oh, sink it to the Stupor. Wait, you can play this with Karuga, right? It's 3 mana. Is there a so big card against Mill? Nothing more annoying than Mill. You can just play an Emrakul, yeah. Don't worry, I've been there. Yeah, it doesn't really have targets against me. I'm not gonna dismember that. Okay, drawing an island would be awesome. Weekly MTGO stream about to start. Am I gonna watch? No, I don't usually. If they start talking about bands, maybe we'll tune in. Although this weekly stream is my last chance, y'all. My last chance to win the bet, probably. Although surely they would have had an article out first. That's usually what they do, right? The green rejects graveyards. Yeah, we've talked a little bit about it. It's pretty cool. I don't think it's very good. Just like it's not even necessarily better than Scavenging Ooze. Like if you're a mono green deck, Ooze is probably better. But Ooze is like unplayable. This card is close enough to Ooze that it will probably not be a playable modern card. Keeps the card on top. Could try to just block here because I don't know that I'm that likely to get to counter something. But the might is just so blank against me. Let's probably not do that. Pretty nice Urza Saga here. Well, I'm in bad shape on my multi-5. Do we talk about the new frog that triggers when your zombies get exiled? No, I haven't seen that one, I don't think. Zombie bounce house with new draw and shrieking drake. Now we're talking. I don't know exactly what we're talking about, but we are talking. Yeah, I'm pretty cooked. Wish I blocked the might this turn, I guess. I think they're just gonna make a Saga token to get Shuko next turn. They have their own Dismember? I think I just gotta draw Damping Matrix, right? Oh, this card. Triggers when your zombies get exiled. Draw a card. We're really cooking, huh? Yeah, Naughty really just should have been a 3-3. Plays Beseiju. I don't know. I mean, I can Binding and Subtlety. Let's just go to game 3. Just a tough matchup to mull the 5 in. Probably just ignore the Mill decks, right? You can play an Emrakul. I play an Emrakul pretty often when I've been playing against Mill a lot. Mill's been dying down, so I've been cutting it. It's like an ever-flowing cycle. We have 3 lands. Pretty borderline. I'm going to go to 6. Okay, much better 6. So put back wastes, and then we will island cycle. It's like the opportunity cost to play 1 Emrakul is not that high. And it just goes from making, mill kind of unwinnable as control to like pretty reasonable. Okay. Planning to Kozilek's command this halfling. I'm coming for your ladders? What does that mean? The crabs are inevitable. Very ominous, Frost. Bottom that. Will all of our opponents always play around Hope-Ender Coatl? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Yeah, don't think I'm gonna force that when they just have a saga. Cast a Nadu. You want to cast Nadu before I have hardcast Subtlety up, don't you? Let's go. That Shifting Woodland's kind of a problem, though. They're gonna be 1 card type away from Delirium after the Saga goes to the yard. Alright. Got 2/2 for once, though. We did mulligan, I guess. But it says, wow. It's like, wow. It's right now. Some RCQs want to play Mono Green Eldrazi. Do you think cutting 2 World Breaker for 2 Breaker of Creation is better than cutting the Devourers? Yeah, you can't cut World Breaker. Like, the land destruction plan is just so important for your Trinisphere plan. I was playing... The last list I played 4 Devour, 4 World Breaker, 2 Breakers, and we did really poorly. I think I drew worse with the deck than I ever have, both matches I played. Don't exactly know. Two Nadus down. So glad I didn't have a 4th land. I don't think I'm playing Sink Into the Stupor out. I guess we'll make X equals 1 and play something here. Or just big Kozilek's command end of turn if they have nothing. I probably should, huh? Surely they wouldn't have a 3rd Nadu. And a 3rd land. I like hitting Safekeeper. There's like no reason to main phase it. Would you continue playing the version of Mono Green you played most recently, or do it force turn off? I mean, we had 2 bad matches with it. Oh my gosh. I guess what I could do here is I could exile the Safekeeper, or just see what they do about me exiling the Safekeeper and what I scry into. And then I could bounce the Shuko and then Force of Negation it on the next turn. But let me just see what this does. If they sack a land to save the Safekeeper, then bouncing the Nadu is probably going to be better. Because they just top deck the land. Bib with the 47, think he'll come back. Do you think why the Asimas the sideboard Mono Green Eldrazi? If Tron specifically or in other matchups? It's mostly for Tron, and that was mostly for the Creator Showdown event. I expected there to be a lot of Tron, a lot of Eldrazi decks. And so I wouldn't recommend that in your general field, especially where Nadu's legal. You need to go back to playing sideboard cards for Nadu, Damping Matrix, Null Elemental Blast. And I did play against Tron, and I won game 1, and I boarded in my 4 Acid Mosses, and I lost the match. Okay, so they're just gonna let this happen, it seems. So let me bottom this and see what we draw. We draw a Nulldrifter. So, they have 2 cards in their hand. I think I'm just going to bounce the Shuko with the intention of Force of Negationing it next turn. Probably going to evoke Nulldrifter also, but there's maybe an argument for not doing that. I could draw a Damping Matrix. I just have too many good draws. Nice. Okay, so then Shuko 2 mystery cards. They should both be spells. They can't Haywire Might my Damping Matrix, which is nice. Karn getting reprinted as a tree. Fun. They've drawn another land. So it means they don't have a Springheart Nantuko. Will Mono Blue Eldrazi be the answer to Nadu and have it never be banned and I have to give Dingo 100 subs? Splashing White for High Noon. I think you're. It sounds like you're in a little deep, Kittens. But I think you should just play Merfolk and not play High Noon. Just play like the already good Merfolk cards, you know. No, it should have been a 3/2 or a 2/2 maybe. I agree. There's a lot that this card could have been to be more balanced, obviously. Yeah, we played Recruit of the Guard, a few different builds. But a Graveyard's another Shuko. They have 1 in their hand. They decided to not play it last turn, which is kind of interesting. Taps a forest, untaps. According to Nikachu, Merfolk is good against the bird. Blue Temple to the rescue. Good is an interesting thing to say, but you could. I would be very surprised if Merfolk had an above 50% win rate against like Pro Tour level players. But I could buy. Could buy something like a little less, you know, like high 40s maybe. Did y'all do a time extension for that? Of course not. Why would we? I would. That's just kind of cheating, right? So they're gonna Court of Calling here. Do most people have a 50% win rate versus pro players? I mean, it's kind of strange metric, but sure. Well, if we're just talking about the highest level of prey, like we would also be talking about like a Nikachu caliber, just like the highest level Merfolk player. Nadu play perfectly versus Merfolk play perfectly is, I think, this is how you should evaluate matchups, or it's like how I like to think about matchups. And I just have a hard time imagining Merfolk is above 50% in this environment, but you can you know, just try to skill diff Nadu players, I guess. So my subtlety here is mostly like a tempo subtlety, right? I do lose to Beseiju. I don't think they have Beseiju. Not that I can't beat Beseiju new. I guess I can force this Shuko, but then I'm not doing this. Okay, I'll subtlety this, and then I'm getting pretty close to just like I can attack and put them down to 3, and then I can attack again and then kill them next turn. 2 for 1, 2 for 1, 2 for 1, 2 for 1, 2 for 1. 2 for 1, 2 for 1. So it does seem like Mono Blue Eldrazi is 100% win rate against Nadu. Unlosable matchup. Dude, that was great for us. They put the Beseiju into play instead of hand. That's awesome. Alright, bonus gives us the GG's. Alright, seems like we solved the meta. Alright, so let's keep this. Obviously, this was an island, so it'd be a bit better. I'm pretty sure Merfolk went 0-3 at MH3 Pro Tour versus Nadu. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to like hear the argument of like like why it's even would be favored in the first place. I don't know. You have some cards that line up okay against them. You can kill their Urza Sagas. You can play some subtleties. Alright, keeps the card on top. What about Tidebinder in the shell? More blue cards are forced to sub. Could be good at siphoning fetches for emerge. Yeah, you could play Tidebinder. I don't know what you would cut for it though. Maybe the Hope-Enders, but I don't mind Hope-Ender. Probably supposed to. Kozilek's command to not play into counterspell. Oracle has a lot of ways to keep Shuk off board. Okay, so they can Tidebinder, and they can Tidebinder the Shuko activation, and then they can kill the Urza Sagas. Is that what we're talking about? Maybe we should just save the Kozilek's command. Nah, let's resolve it. I want to hit my land drop. Yeah, Force of Negation? Go get me, I guess. Force Pitch Subtlety. Okay. They could have Subtlety this year, so if they have land into ring, we lose anyways. Okay. The cards you're hoping you'll get unbanned? Or that will be unbanned? There are a few I think you could unban. I don't think there's any I'm like really dying for. I think Jinte, Punishing Fire, Birthing Pod, Splinter Twin could all come off really easy. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to draw another blue card so I could not have this happen. Yeah, Bridge from Below could come off. Did I say that? I think it's like those 5, maybe. But I might have a Wrath Disguise. I agree on Banero. Not Uro. Banero is really silly, I think. Uro's so miserable, dude. Let's please not. Although Fnatic Ronis gets so much better if they unban Uro. Yeah, Ponder's probably fine. There are a lot of cards that are like probably fine, but at the very least, the cards I listed are the ones that I think are the most fine. I think Flage is better than Uro. I can't imagine this is true, but I could be wrong. I don't know. You're not the only person saying that. Okay, so my opponent's already used 2 subtleties. I don't think I'm supposed to play around another one. You're not the only person saying Flage may be better than Uro. But it just can't imagine that that's true. It's probably pretty close. I don't know. I think we all maybe have just kind of forgotten what Uro's like. Just better colors, removal feels grave, Boros gets used in energy package. Yeah, I mean it is a big part of Flage being good is that Boros is so strong. I wasn't sure that there would be a good red-white X stack, but there definitely is. But you know, to some extent, maybe at that point, it's just kind of like semantics as to like what better even means, you know. Okay, I'll get to the spoilers in a second. Thank you, Blanks. But okay, Fnatic of Ronis gets to be really, really good. Really, really good if they unban Uro. You get to go turn 2 Fnatic into Uro, tap for 4 mana, cast the ring. I've been thinking about playing Timeless because I just love Fnatic of Ronis so much. I might have to put this in my hands. So my opponent's hand is just Spell Snare. So if I don't draw an island, I need to be able to dig for a blue card. Okay. That'll do. Oh, I guess I could have played around Counterspell plus Phage Escape by holding up Hope-Ender instead. Like top deck Counterspell. We're gonna play Naya with Fnatic and Phage. So I've been thinking about it. It's been on my to-do list, Doom, but it is a little awkward that Fnatic doesn't escape the Phage. Maybe it's just fine. I have been thinking about it. Which is why I so immediately have this other thought of okay, don't top that counterspell. Well, I guess I should have been a bit more specific. But me holding up Hope-Ender wouldn't have beaten this, but if I had Thought-Knot Seer, it would have been good. If I draw a land, I can hardcast Nulldrifter. Bazaar, 6 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, so we need to find a Kozilek's command soon. So I think I should do this. Brick. Brutal. Bazaar. That was also the 4th subtlety too, right? Oh, 3rd subtlety. So we're going to go to 1. A 2-mana 3/2 ward, pay 2 life. Other creatures you control enter with an additional counter on them for each opponent who lost life this turn. Whenever you cast a lizard spell, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Cool. I playing Thought-Knot Seer and holding Stupor to pitch Subtlety. I mean, we knew their last card was just Spell Snare, so that only does anything against the 3rd top deck Subtlety. But I think it would have been better to play around top deck Counterspell by holding up Hope. I guess this did both. Yeah, you're right. It was just we could beat both if we just cast Seer. Wait, no, we couldn't cast Seer and hold up Hope-Ender. Never mind. Okay, down a game. It's got the bindings, I think. Consign against Ring is kind of nice. Could also bring in Chalice for their they have a good amount of 1-drops. They probably leave in enough Wrath Disguise. I don't love that plan. It's probably okay. I think I'm gonna bring in 2 Consign just because Ring seems really important to be able to beat. Okay, and then Scavenger's Talent. 1 mana, whenever 1 or more creatures you control die, create a food token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, target player mills 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice 3 other non-land permanents. If you do, return a creature card with your graveyard to the battlefield from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finale counter. Weird, probably not very good. The deck is still sitting around and bring in all I have. Well, I have Force of Negation also. And Hope-Enders. I could see an argument for a 3rd, maybe. I think just 2 is probably fine. Consign doesn't do a lot beyond that. It can counter a Phage, ETB. You could be right though. You can also stifle the Drifter trigger. That is true. That's probably a good enough reason to play the 3rd. Bazaar, thanks again for the 6. Card on top. Have I thought about more Leyline Cyan Brews, or is it just an awful post MH3? It's kind of like most things, right? In between. You could play Leyline Cyan if you wanted to. But I don't think it's super good post MH3 now. Put one of these tapped, I think, this turn. You're supposed to have run one of these out already. Tree Karn. Best timeline, I guess. The shit is that Karn. It's just a goofy promo, right? Magic is full of goofy promos now. It is what it is. I kind of like it. But is that a triggered ability? I don't think it is. Can you consign a Lrien Revealed? I think it's activated, right? I don't know why for some reason. I'm like, wait, does cycling trigger an ability instead? Wait, it does, doesn't it? When you can like Shark Typhoon is a triggered ability. Maybe maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. Trigger says if or when. Okay, fair enough. But isn't cycling when you cycle to draw a card? When you cycle's a trigger, but island cycling is different. So I could replicate this to play around Counterspell, but I would kind of want the trade Counterspell for Hope-Ender here. Oh, Typhoon has both. I see. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Gonna lose to this Monumental Hinge, I guess. Yeah, well, I got a 2 for 1 and a 3 for 1, I guess. More Lrien Reveals where that came from. Hopefully they don't have another ring in their hand, though. I didn't draw a Force of Negation. And they have Manamo, too. That's kind of interesting. So I do this now, so if they tap the ring to respond to the Deep-Fiend, they take an extra point of damage. Don't want to target the Manamo. Maybe cut them off white. Yeah, the problem with tapping Manamo is it just kind of lets them use the Manamo really easily. Have you tried putting the ring in every deck? I literally was doing that when it came out. I know this is maybe not what Reddit and Twitter will tell you, but the ring doesn't go in every deck, and I actually don't think the ring is good in this deck. You need to impact the board, or be able to impact the board every turn. This deck is also really good at not running out of things to do. The ring is also not really good in your deck that doesn't have any life gain. If you have no life gain in your deck, the ring is almost never good. Dude, how do they tank it on Consign this long? Drawing is bad. So they're discarding 2. Subtlety back to hand. Seems like a bad use of Subtlety. I need to be able to Subtlety Solitude. I need to be able to Subtlety Flage and stop them from gaining life. I guess Hardcast Subtlety. Hardcast Sync. Maybe also pitch Subtlety. We haven't seen a Solitude yet. Obviously, it'd be really nice for us if they just don't have one of those in their deck right now. Seems like they don't, because they would have got Plains and cast it. Was Breaker of Creation consideration? I that's like my favorite card of Modern, so I obviously I considered it, but I feel like the list is better without it. They're thinking about not discharging. I am a big Breaker fan, but I kind of like where the main deck is here. Did they not have Galvanic Discharge? Was that somehow a bluff? Certainly hoping they were going for Flage over the third ring in this spot. Right, discarding 7 cards. Gotta imagine a Flage is one of these 7. Oh, new factor. Let's go. Huh, it wasn't. So they have pro everything, so I guess I'm not casting a Seer here. Yeah, I don't really think it makes a lot of sense to cast Lrien Revealed just into a counterspell, let them use that mana. Notably, they only have one more ring left in the deck, too. We could just let the first half of Flage resolve. Alright, I mean, this is definitely getting counterspelled, so probably just crisped here. We'll play it out. Let's not play it out, actually. I tried to visualize winning this game, and it didn't happen. Deck. Probably play third Flage over the 6. Looks nice, though. How do you feel about modern Amalia combo with Guide of Souls, Onslaught Pride? I guess I haven't gotten around to that deck yet. We had talked about playing it, and one big issue is like your Court of Callings are a lot worse with all the white 1-drops. Yeah, but yeah, I was probably cut a 6 for the third Flage. Rest of the list looks very good, or like very well built, but I just as a general review of the archetype, don't love this one. Double Guide of Souls on the play. I've drawn land, not ideal. Three cards in their hand. Rumble is better than Genesis for sure. Yeah, Rumble's probably better. Okay, down to 16. They got 2 cards in their hand. Drawing Kozilek's command early is usually pretty important to winning this matchup. I'm gonna play this. I kind of have a vision for like sink into the Stupor, either the Guide of Souls or the Ragavan this turn, depending on what they do. And then drawing something else to do next turn, and then hardcasting the Nulldrifter the turn after. Wait, they're gonna make Baleful Strixmart illegal? Is this blue? This is in Bloomburrow and Bloomburrow Commander, or just Bloomburrow? Just the Commander set. Okay. Hard to tell sometimes. Give them back the Static Prison isn't super ideal, but I think I want to try to block the Ragavan here. Which would maybe just let me hardcast the Lrien Revealed the next turn. Card be way too bonkers for standard? Maybe. I think a lot about standard has changed, to be honest. I think there's like a somewhat like just every card in standard just draws so many cards. It's and like a lot of it just doesn't care about attacking and blocking. And I don't know that it would be all that good. It wouldn't be bad, I think. But I don't know that Baleful Strix would be that crazy in standard. I could be very wrong. Maybe it just would be. Okay, so play an Aether Hub, so maybe they're gonna hit me for 6 here, and then play Gigantha. Just cast Nulldrifter. I'm a mana short of a hard casting the Nulldrifter, right? Oh, sorry, they're the Static Prison. Maybe I should just I should just cast the Nulldrifter. You're right. I thought I was 1 mana short. No, you're right. Second Ugin's Binding's nice. Maybe I'll tap like this. This didn't really matter. Okay, so it's double Guide of Souls, Gigantha, Static Prison, 2 mystery cards. I have 9 mana here. Seems like I want to binding the Gigantha. I think I'm gonna do this main phase just in case they have some sick turn that wants to tap Gigantha for mana. And then exile the Guide of Souls with Kozilek's command. Probably Scry instead of making 4 spawns. 4 spawns kind of nice though. I can't like I can't do that much with them. So it has Gigantha, Static Prison, 2 mystery cards. A bit worse against a Ragavan to do this. So I guess I'm dead against a Ragavan. Maybe that was just wrong then. Okay, so let's keep the Force of Negation for the Static Prison. X equals 1, then Coatl, Gigantha. Yeah, I just don't know if they're going to play Gigantha, and this bounces the Gigantha pretty well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Card in their hand. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm just supposed to Nulldrifter. Flashback the Binding. Is Guide of Souls the best spot or 1-drop? I mean, Guide plus Pride together are just really good. It's kind of hard to tell which one is better for me, to be honest. I'm going to save the Deep-Fiend for now, I think. Really don't want to crack this fetch and lose to a single Flage. Should be able to, assuming they're going to go Static Prison Gigantha, should be able to get something with the Hope-Ender this turn. Okay, well, seems like at this point we're not going to get to counter anything. So I may want to emerge. That's an interesting draw. Definitely an interesting game. Yeah, I think I'm still emerging. I haven't looked at this one yet. Blacksmith Talent, ETB, make a colorless equipment artifact token named Sword. +1/+1 equip 2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach target equipment to one other creature. During your turn, equipped creatures have double strike haste. Seems pretty bad. Igloo of the Shoreless Sea, Elemental Fish, power and toughness equal to the number of islands you control. Enters or attacks, put a flood counter on target land. It is an island in addition to its other types for as long as it has a flood counter. The first instant or sorcery you cast each turn costs blue or 1 less to cast for each land with a flood counter on it. Huh, that card's very interesting. Card is very interesting. Don't think it's probably a good modern card, but it's not that far off. Do you have enough to exile Gigantha? I think I might still want to exile Guide of Souls, honestly. The flying is just more of a problem. I said Break of Creation's been my favorite card. Maybe Kozilek's Command is. Let's just go bottom, bottom. Top, top, top. So I can have Elder Deep-Fiend and hardcast one of these two. And then have another Subtlety for later too. Yeah, there are other flood counter cards. I don't remember any of them being good. I have done the starring. It's a very cool deck. I don't think it's super good, but it's really, really cool. Kozilek's Command seems good. You see the Abercool Caleb deck in the Creator Showdown. Yeah, I agree. I agree Kozilek's Command is great. I thought Caleb's list was good. Okay, so we're up a game against Boros. Pretty close one. I'm gonna bring in. Let's bring in all the chalices. Could have got all the four. Well, Blood Moon is just kind of a problem. Maybe the Hope-Enders come out here. Maybe a sideboard like this on the draw, and then on the play, one less force, one more chalice. Let's do that. Deck is very, very fun at the very least. Did the Magic stream start? Looks like it did. It's a preview stream. Chalice on the draw, fine. Yeah, it's still, I think, pretty solid against them. Just like if there's any more spoilers to go over. I think this card's really cool. I would love for this card to be good enough, but the art and flavor are just so good. Great design. I have to think about it a bit more. I do kind of like that you can like play it and then immediately play a 1-mana blue spell, but that won't like really stabilize you very well. Taking turns will almost definitely be cope. Let's give this one a keep. Got a lot of good draws. Got a turn 1 Dismember. I think 8 is the ideal number for Labyrinth. I think it's the minimum. You definitely don't mind having more, but 8 is fine. So I guess we'll go like Dismember plus Island Cycle probably this turn. Not much reason to wait. Although I don't know if I'm going to Island Cycle, I guess. I might want to cast Lrien Revealed this game. Yeah, if I just draw a land next turn, I'll be really sad I did this, so let's not. This main phase seems fine. Reveal top X cards of your library. For each type, you may exile a card from that type among them. Put the rest of your graveyard. May cast a spell from among the exiled cards without paying the mana cost if you exiled 4 or more cards this way. Then put the rest of the exiled cards into your hand. Is that card great? I don't think it's great. So if you reveal 4 card types off this, you just get to cast the best thing for free. Am I reading that right? Reveal top X cards of the library. For each card type, exile a card. Okay, exile them, then put the rest in the graveyard. Then you can cast one of them for free if you exile 4 more cards, and then you put the rest into your hand. Probably needs to be like 30 mana. Not 30, like 6, 8. One thing is it's I guess cards with multiple card types are still only gonna ever count as one. I mean, this flips the Flage or flips the Ajani. Maybe they'll just target me. Nope. It's actually maybe okay. They make a cat, and then I can just maybe subtlety something, and then attack the Ajani. Yeah, I don't know about this card, but it's at least super interesting. You could just bounce the Ajani too. Yeah, I think it's probably better to try to subtlety and attack it. Good though. You can kind of set up to hit Emrakul with Brain Surge. Yeah, Brain Surge, Kozilek's commands. There'll be a few other cards like this too. I think I gotta just subtlety this. Yeah, I don't know. Might be good. It's at least super interesting. Ah, dang. Okay. I'm actually going to concede to this. Go to game 3. Yeah, I have seen the tree car, and tree car is pretty fun. Okay, so we're on the play. I'm going to go ahead and bring in, I think, the 4th Chalice. Going to cut a Force of Negation. The Hope-Enders are also, like, a lot better on the play. Maybe I could do something like this. Let's try this. Yeah, we can see because Johnny's just going to kill Subtlety. We're just way too behind. Oh, new Frogmite art. This one's awesome. This card is super cool. I'm very excited to try to build around it. I kind of like, you know, we'll have to like look at like all, there's some like X spell enablers that I don't usually think about because they aren't very interesting or X spells aren't very good, but this one is very, very cool card. I like that you can also like cycle this early, like you know, just does cycle for 2 mana, pitches to pitch cards. They announced no bannings until next week. Really? I'm gonna lose the bet by like 4 days. Come on. Yeah, they heard about the bet. They're like, well, we were gonna ban him, then we gotta make Aspiring Spike a little poorer. Guess only one ace, a bit awkward. What's the bet? I bet Dingo that Nadu would be banned by tomorrow, and they just said it's not gonna be banned by tomorrow. Why not till next week? Good question. Alright, let's block this Ajani. Yeah, don't gamble, kids. Unless it's for content. Even then, I don't know. Oh, by the way, I do have a crypto scam. I need everybody to dump their life savings in. That would be great. Where can I trade it? You can't. I actually instead of let's maybe skip the middleman with the whole crypto scheme. Instead of y'all buying the coin, trading the coin, losing all your money, I get canceled. CoffeeZilla does a YouTube video about me. Let's skip all that, and y'all could just deposit, you know, money into my bank account. That would be that would just maybe be easier for everybody. I don't know, maybe just be easier for everybody. And what we could do this maybe with like a subscription service. A subscription service here on Twitch, And I'll be nice. I'll throw in no ads if you subscribe. No ads if you join the program. Seems fair. I think I'm just going to bounce this token. Well, the Blood Moon's not super good, but... CopyZilla's cancel stretch the imagination. Yeah, I'm just teasing. I really like CopyZilla a lot. Oops. Well, this is bad for me. Guess they're gonna deal me 1 damage. Have them in, chump block position. So next turn I can emerge Elder Deep-Fiend, Ugin's Binding, and then also Kozilek's Commander Hope-Ender, maybe? I used to like CopyZilla to copy out my crypto scam. Yeah, that'll probably be the title of my YouTube video, as it always is, right? Can we just exile the token? No, there's a Blood Moon, so I can't Kozilek's Command. So, dumping cards in the yard for Flage. They won't be able to escape this turn unless they have a basic plains and another 1-drop. Okay, that's kind of funny because I just get to bounce that too. I think I'm not casting that. I'm going to attack them for 5 since I'm just bouncing this at Johnny anyways. And then we're going to emerge, tapping all of the non-Aether Hub lands. This is pretty good, pretty good play. Just Time Walk, Cyclonic Rift. What would you call a split card or combination Time Walk, Cyclonic Rift? Everybody started your PowerPoint for the new site yet? Not yet. I usually wait until the whole thing is out to start really working on it. Just try to digest a little bit before. But I will rest assured we'll have one out, and it looks like we'll have a good amount of stuff to talk about. I guess I am going to not be too scared of Flage. They don't have enough cards in the yard at the moment. The spawns against the Blood Moon do seem pretty important. Could see keeping either of those cards. That bothering them is fine. Eye of the Storm is pretty good. I'm going to merge off the Reshaper. I'm going to sacrifice 2 spawns so I can keep up a Hope-Ender. I think we're going to get there. Nice to beat the Blood Moons. Not really sure what they can do. Because, like, they can only cast a 2-drop and I can just Hope-Ender whatever they play. Yep. Can't do anything. Nice 3-2. I like this deck. This deck's pretty fun. We are 4 hours into the stream. We could keep going, but I'm doing.